Oh, good morning, everyone. It's just gone 8 a.m. Indochina time. It's in Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are in the world. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're just looking at the forexfactory.com calendar, and this is the CPI data. Just came out for the Australian economy, and it's good news for the Australian dollar. So we'll just go ahead and have a look at the Australian dollar and see how that was impacted. Oh, yeah. Very clear, very obvious. High impact news, good news for the Australian dollar. And usually the New Zealand dollar kind of trades very similar. Yeah, we had a big move up on the New Zealand dollar as well. They kind of trade in tandem most of the time. But we're not interested in the Australian dollar today. What we want to look at is gold. And so here we are with gold. Yeah, here we are with gold on the 15-minute chart. XAU USD. Start of the day is the white line there. That's the start of the Asia market. And this is the trend line strategy. In case someone new here and doesn't know what my strategy is, it's a trend line strategy where we have the green upward line going back to the monthly chart. It's a top-down analysis. And then the red downward line goes back to the monthly chart, starting with the monthly chart, going to the weekly, then the daily, the 4-hour, the 1 hour, and now ending up on the 15-minute chart. And looking for a break above this red line would be an indication that I would want to go long. But I like to see a break above and close above before taking the trade. I don't know who this is. This is crazy. Seems to be automatic. Getting some spam comments. And so if you're new and you want to know how to reach out to me directly, that is on Telegram. And that's my ID there at RickRayFX. You can message me there. I'm very quick to reply. It's my main messaging service, Telegram. I do have others, WhatsApp, Messenger, Line, but Telegram is my main one. If you want to reach out to me, that's the one at RickRayFX. And of course, if you're new to Forex, you can check out my website, rickrayfx.com. That's where you'll find more information about Forex trading, free indicators, free course, prop firm trading, robots, copy trading, everything about how to get started. And yes, there is a tab there where you can find a free course, a free trading course for beginners. It's a 10 video tutorial, and that will enable you to see how to sign up with a broker, how to install MT4, MT5, all the functions in the software, how to take trades, buy, sell, pending orders, risk management, trading the news, everything you need to know to set up your foundation for getting started trading. Absolutely free. And there is a tab on the website. Just go to ricklayfx.com, click that tab free course, and then that will get you started. And thanks for being here. Anyone that's following, just be sure if you're watching to smash that like button. It does help the channel. It does help the channel. It helps me. I appreciate that very much if you do that. And share, of course, if you want. That also helps. And leave comments. I'll reply to you here while we're watching. And also, I do come back later and check if there's any comments from people who are watching the recording. So getting that break, this is the first 15-minute candle. Just getting that break above the red trend line. Oh yeah, that's a good break. Really good break. Looks like it wants to keep going as well. Okay. Yeah, nice big break above the trend line there. Is that going to pull back? It might pull back a little bit. Hey, good morning, Raj. How you doing? We had some news come out for your part of the world. I know you're in New Zealand, but we had some good news on the Australian economy. The Australian dollar is blasting off, and usually the New Zealand dollar will kind of go in tandem with that, and so we're getting some upward movement on both of those currencies, especially, of course, the Australian. That was the CPI data came out just about 30, 40 minutes ago. If you trade those, you want to be aware of that. And that's likely to continue throughout the day. That inflation data is very important, high impact news. And then just looking again at forexfactory.com, the only news we have on the U.S. economy, and that is Trumpty Dumpty is going to be taking the stage. And that is, well, actually, that's in about 45 minutes. my time. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about 45 minutes. So no telling what the market's going to do. No telling what he's going to be saying. No telling how long that speech is going to go on. It is what it is. Yeah, that's a big push against those because that inflation data is quite important. That's, get a lot of the high impact news, and sometimes you just get a knee jerk reaction that doesn't last very long. But the inflation CPI data is quite important, and that could carry it up throughout the day. We just quickly look at the DXI. This is the dollar index. Not not really much going on there. This is the 15-minute chart on the dollar index, the US dollar compared with 6 major currencies. And it's just kind of been zigzagging along. Had a pretty big fall there recently and then came up Monday, and then Tuesday kind of went up and down, not doing too much yet. I think the JPY is sort of suffering. Yeah, Japanese yen is dropping and dropped pretty hard during the London market and then went sideways most of the rest of the day. But our key focus here is gold. And we've got that break above the trend line and another 2 minutes to go on my 15-minute candle here. What's it going to do? What's it going to do? If we look at the 1 minute chart right quick, it's, let me just reset that. The 1 minute chart. And it did take off right at the beginning of the Singapore Shanghai market, and then it went up pretty good, and then it's gone sideways a little bit, but it looks like it wants to continue. And I got another 30 seconds on this 15 chart. Oh my goodness, look at that! Wow, 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 wow! Oh, it's running away like a train. Oh my God! No, 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 no! Don't run away from me like that. I was to take the trade now. It just means my stop loss has to be way down here. I was really keen to take it if it was right about in here, but it's just blasted off there in that last 30 seconds. Oh, goodness. And there it goes again. Wow. Big, big bullish move here, which is completely opposite of what it did yesterday. Completely opposite. You see this big drop we had here yesterday? Huge drop. That was $100 drop when Singapore and Shanghai opened in 30 minutes. And now it's doing the exact opposite. Oh, God, I love it. You love trading when you see this kind of stuff, or otherwise it'll make you crazy. So how's your trading working out, Raj? Haven't seen you for a couple of days. Last time we spoke, You were holding a buy trade, but surely you got out of that because we had that big drop yesterday and did start to recover last night in the New York session. This is the opening of the New York session of Wall Street right in here. It came down. It took out yesterday's the previous day low, and it came right down to that liquidity pool, and then we saw the rejection, and then it just took off. A little bit of a retracement, kind of midway through the New York session, and then continued up, and then continued up, and then before the close started to come back down. But now we're on our way again. And what I find particularly interesting is that we go to the 4-hour chart. Let me do a different chart here. We go to the 4-hour chart. Okay, let me save this one. Thank you for reminding me. Tradingview. Go to the 4-hour chart. And what's interesting here, I've been, if you read some analysts, they say, well, we're probably going to consolidate in this 5,100 to 5 in the 5,000 to 5,200 zone, and it looks like that's exactly what we're doing. We had this for a couple of weeks, then finally, of course, it has to break out one way or the other eventually. We did get that breakout on Monday, but it didn't go very far. It just went up to 5,249. So, it looks like we might be setting up a new market structure here, a new range, a new consolidation zone. So if that's the case, and we're going to stay in that zone, then about 5250 would be our high for the day. That's what we can anticipate. We're expecting this to stay within this consolidation zone here, this new market structure that we seem to be setting up. I always like to look at the big picture, but then go back to the lower time frame for taking the trade. And this one has just run away with me. Oh yeah, yesterday you got kicked out with your trailing stop loss. Hey, good morning, Howard. You're in from 5156. Okay, cool. 5156. Where is that? 5156. Well, let's see if I can put it on the chart here. 5154. There it is. 5156. 5156. Oh, you're right on the pivot point, just about. Oh, good for you. Wow, you got in early. You got in just after the hour, just after Singapore opened. Good for you. So yeah, I could have got in there. I should have, could have, would have, but didn't. As you know, if you follow me, my strategy is to wait till this candle closes. It's frustrating. It's frustrating waiting till the candle closes and then it runs away from you. But when I take the trade, if I see a break above the trend line and I just go ahead and take the trade, then it reverses. So I've got that hard, fast rule that I won't take the trade until the candle closes. It's a good rule, but sometimes I miss out on a trade, like just now. And I could have got in here, but then my stop loss is going to be way down here. So that would be right now, that would be a 51.23. Oh, that would be a $50 stop loss. No, thank you. More, $60 stop loss. I got to go with my strategy. Stick to my strategy. It does work. And when I break the rules, it goes against me. But when I follow the rules, generally almost all the time it will work out. Wow, you're doing really well, Howard. 51.56 and we're now at 51.86. $30 move. And that's because you got your cup of coffee and now you're serious. Mhm. That's good to hear. Good to see. Was anybody trading in the New York session last night? I don't think you guys would be awake. It's just not the right time of day for you guys. It was a good session, though. A really, really, really good session. This is just right before New York opened. They came down, took out the previous day low from yesterday. That was where the liquidity pool was. And then the real move started just when New York opened, just when Wall Street opened, that is. The US market for trading opens before that. You know, you can see all this here. The push down to the liquidity pool, then that rejection, and then when Wall Street opened, it just took it to higher prices. In fact, from the beginning of that move from basically 5100 up to 5172, a $70 move during the New York session yesterday. I'm getting a nice little pullback here, but I still don't want to jump in on that yet. And we got quite a few people watching now already, starting to join in. If you're new here, let me know where you're watching from, and feel free to comment. Let me know if you got a trade going. At the moment, I think Howard is the only one that's got a trade going. I don't believe Raj has got in on this today. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So if we are going to higher prices, which we are very likely today, what's our first resistance level? It's 5.2. It's hard to see that. 5.230 is our first resistance level. And then we do have support down here, but I really, it looks like we're going to see higher prices today. a continuation of the move from the New York session. Okay, yeah, that's you can take profit anytime you want, Howard. I know sometimes it's hard to sit on your hands when you see that pullback. And as you say, you can always re-enter the trade. Has hit a resistance point. Well, okay. If we draw a line there, this is it's sideways all day yesterday, all day long. And this is our, if I can put that on there. Yep, clear as day. We had that big drop in the Asian session yesterday, and then it just went sideways all day long and kept bouncing off of that, what is that, 5183 zone there. And that's exactly where it's put the brakes on today. How about that? Good observation, Howard. Well done. So 5156 to 5183, good trade. It looks like it's just taking a breather before it's going to continue up to higher prices. And now it's starting to break above. Got another, let's see if we get another big green candle. Already 5186, $30 from your entry point. Well, we're just waiting on this to kind of do what it's going to do here. Got another 45 seconds. I'll come back to the chart. I want to go to my 1 minute chart. I like to use this a lot. I don't use it enough, actually. Where is that? There's my scalping 1 minute chart. Let's see if I can share this without losing my connection. Sometimes I lose my connection. Let me just see if that did kick in okay. Go over to YouTube. And there we go. Yeah, okay, it's showing up on the screen. So I really like the 1 minute chart. It does move very fast, but you can sometimes really, if you've got some kind of a strategy in place, you can get a good entry. And this one would have been really ideal if I'd have been watching this, which I wasn't. Right here, 2 minutes after the Singapore and Shanghai market opened, we've got this rejection off of the 100 moving average. And you got that rejection, and then, well, it just continued up. In fact, that's, let's see, right here. This is right here. This is where Howard got in at 51.56, right here. So if I'd have been watching this, I would have got in on the probably at least as the close here at 51.57, and then ridden that all the way up. I really do like the 1-minute chart. Not all the time, but sometimes what you're looking for is that rejection wick and then a break above your 8 EMA. That's my 8 exponential moving average. And then that moving average provides support throughout the move. And then, yeah, we did get that break below. This would have, kind of been an indication, at least move your stop loss up or start trailing the stop loss. And then once you get a big move on the 1-minute chart, then for sure, then you get some consolidation, and then it will either do one of two things. It will start to continue its move up, or it will fall back down and possibly retest this 100. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I do look at that. I have that chart set up, and I just don't look at it often enough. It moves so fast. But you can, if you use that, get in at a good entry, and that would have given me this, trade here on this candle here. 2 to 3 minutes after the candle started, I could have been in on that trade and got all of this move, just like Howard has done. I don't know if that's the reason you took the trade or not, Howard, but you had some idea in mind when you took that trade at 51.56, and it's worked out very well for you. So the third candle has started now, the 8:30 a.m. Indochina time. We're 2 minutes into that candle, and it still hasn't decided which way it's going to go. Watching from Ghana, Fredo 4976. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for letting us know where you're watching from. Oh, we got 11 people watching now. Cool. Anybody else there? Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to see you guys from all over the world. Okay. So you did use that 1-minute chart. Wow, excellent. You're a man after my own mind, a man after my own heart. Very, very similar trading style. Good job. I'm just, right there when the market opens, I'm focused on getting the streaming software set up and everything's working okay, microphones connected, all of that stuff. I should pay more attention to that 1-minute chart. And this would be a good lesson for me actually today to be sure and pay attention to that right when the market opens. It really is helpful to give you those entries, as we can see from what you did today. In fact, I just got a special video here for Howard.
Yes. Woohoo! We absolutely nailed that one. Yes. Woohoo!
You nailed it, buddy. Oh, great. Now now it's starting to move again. breaking above that previous resistance level, and now that resistance has become support. All these people tuning in now, let me know where you're watching from. Fred04, you're in Ghana. Don't forget to click that like button. It does help the channel. And if you got any questions or inquiries, feel free to do that right now while we are live watching gold on the 15-minute chart. Let's just go back and see what if the Australian dollar is continuing to move up. The odd US. We had good news on the Australian economy. And yeah, it's continuing up. Higher highs, higher lows. And that CPI data is really highly impactful. And this is likely to carry on throughout the day. That's good news for the Australian dollar. And as we know, the New Zealand dollar usually trades in tandem with that quite often, and it's also moving up. That news came out about one hour ago, a little bit more than 1 hour ago. If you trade the Australian dollar, the pound odd, the Canadian odd, the odd US, euro odd, any of those, they'll all be moving the same direction. Okay, that's a pretty strong resistance point there we got on gold. It's falling back below that now. So maybe we'll just go sideways for a little bit till the top of the hour. So I probably will not be here during the London session today because I'm changing my uh, workout time. I usually go to the gym after I finish trading this Asian session, but I'm going to go to the gym later today, and that'll be right when the London session is opening. So not likely to be here during the London session, but I will be back when New York opens, and that's at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9:30 p.m. my time, Southeast Asia, Indochina time. I will definitely be there. So I'm just changing up my time to go to the gym just a little bit, just to see if that works a little bit better for me. Going right after the live now is a little bit too early for me. I'm not really awake yet. I'm going to push that back till just before the London session. And I don't usually get many people tuning in during the London session, actually. I've done it a few times, but I don't get too many people tuning in. And oftentimes it's just quite boring. You look at that yesterday, this is just nothing at all happening here during the London session. And sometimes it does move, but it's very manipulative, and it'll just be a seesaw up and down throughout the session before New York opens. Well, it's really just put on the brakes here after that big move up, that $30 move from the opening of Singapore and Shanghai, and then it's just stopped, completely stopped. So again, let's congratulate Howard. He got out of that trade when he saw this resistance level, and now just waiting for a possible re-entry. We certainly do look at Bitcoin. Oh, okay. Yeah. How about that? Gigantic move. That was at, oh, that's when Singapore and Shanghai opened. Okay, so that went from 64 all the way up to a $2,000 move. Oh, great. Yeah. Get away from these lows. Yesterday was a little bit scary. Got down to 62. We're going, oh, what's going on here? But now making a, that's great. I don't really care too much about what the price is because I don't trade Bitcoin. I just buy on a regular basis, once every couple of weeks without even looking at the price. It's a digital asset for the future. And I guess I don't even think I even have Ethereum on my watch list. I don't think I look at that. Go back to gold. Yeah, still not doing anything there. I had some guy in the New York session yesterday was telling me Bitcoin is going to go to zero. And he asked me, what do you think about that, Rick? Bitcoin is going to go to zero. Okay. Well, somebody told him Bitcoin might go to zero. Well, there's a lot of people that say a lot of things. You have to make your own decisions about what you're going to do with your money. Okay, a little bit of a pullback. Boy, it has just really stopped right at that resistance. 51, 51.83. It didn't like what it saw. It just poked its head above that line and didn't like what it saw, and now it's coming back down. But gold is still bullish on the 4-hour chart and the day chart. And we already looked at the 4-hour chart, and we see we might be setting up a new structure, a new consolidation zone. We broke out of the recent one where it was for 2 weeks. We'll go back and look at that again on the 4-hour chart. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Just save that chart. We'll go back and look at the 4-hour chart. And this is that consolidation zone where we were for 2 weeks. And now a lot of analysts are saying that we might be setting up a new market structure here for a new consolidation zone here. And that would top out at about 52.50. So we'll just see how it plays out. If it stays above that, that'll be good. Stays above 5,000. That's a strong psychological support level, 5,000. And now our last candle of this hour is getting started. That was a big move, a $30 move, and then it just stopped. And now just going sideways. So on the hour, remember, sometimes it will just do a complete reversal and come back down. In fact, where we are now, I need to go ahead and adjust trend line. I'll put that up there. Now that would be a good move, but God, the stop loss is still so big. I could probably come in a little bit steeper here now. Just do that. Ah, okay, that looks a little bit better. Yeah. Now I'll be more interested to take a long trade if we break above this trend line, and also we'll be breaking above the resistance there, and that would put my stop loss right about in here, below my safety line. So yeah, I'm more keen now to get involved in this move, but it's got to do something first. 51.86. What is that? Alpha. I'll just call you Alpha. Alpha DLX or whatever that is. Alpha. No, I'm not using an indicator. What, Howard? 51.865 for Bitcoin? Oh, I hope not. Well, it'd be a good price to buy. I'll just keep buying. I don't care. But that's wow, that's really low, 51. So Alpha, do I use an indicator? No. What I use is what you see on the chart. Okay, this is my trend line strategy. All you see is the trend line, and you have the pivot point here, the starting point for the day generally, and then you have a resistance up here, this orange line, and we also have a support level down here, and trend line. That's all I use. And if it breaks above the red line and closes above the red line, then that's for me that's to go long. And if it breaks below the green line, then I go short. If it breaks below and closes below, then I go short. But I'm expecting, looks like we're going to see higher prices today. So if this will break above and close above this red line, then I'll go long. And I think Howard will probably re-enter the trade also. Now we're getting a little bit of action here. That would be another big drop. That would be a what, a $15,000 drop from where it is now. But that is just not really very difficult for Bitcoin. It can do that in just a couple of days. I think in October it dropped something like $40,000. October last year, something like that. I don't remember. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off now. Been here for close to an hour. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate it. Don't forget to smash that like button. It does help the channel. And I will see you again in the New York session, if that's appropriate for where you live. Otherwise, I'll see you again tomorrow in the Asian session. And once again, congratulations to Howard for making a great trade today and for sharing that with us. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again next time.